Welcome to Let's Learn and Play Civil War II. Civil War II is a turn-based strategy game using the Ageod engine. It's fairly complex, but I think over time we'll be able to cover much of the game. We'll go ahead. We'll start the main Civil War campaign, and I think this time I'll play as the Confederacy. Give it a minute to boot up. So you can see fairly simplified graphics. The focus is more on the simulation rather than the graphics here. You've got several overlays you can go through. You have your ownership map, shows regions that you are currently in control of. Supply regions with key supply points. Strategic towns. Regional allegiances, which show the support of each location. So the more gray they are, the more supporting of the Confederacy. More blue, more supporting of the Union. And sort of transitions. So for example, new markets, it's at 55% Confederate, 45% Union. A theater of operation map just helps organize recruitment. And weather can help with strategy a bit, but I usually don't go into that much detail. So in our first turn, we're not able to mobilize everything. This is simulated by the day, so not every state has seceded immediately. And not all armies are available. One of the first things we can do, though, is begin the siege of Fort Sumter. It's good to get that started early on. Then we can move to our regional decisions. Regional decisions use the card-based system here. One of the first things we want to do, though, is export cotton bales. That'll just give us extra $15,000 next turn. And we're going to definitely want to play our demonstration cards. I like to get them out in major cities near the Mason-Dixon line. So Washington, D.C., Pittsburgh, which can be a pain to click. And we'll do Wilmington. And we'll cap it off with Baltimore. Telegraph is a simple way of increasing development a bit. So we'll go ahead and we'll just drop it. Land clearing improves the development of an area. We'll just do that near Charleston. And development will help us out a bit here with, again, it sort of just boosts the economy of the region. So we'll get that out there. Then we'll go to our recruitment. And we aren't given a lot initially. We can only recruit out of South Carolina. I think I'm going to hold off on that this turn so that we have more currency when we have more cards to play. Another thing we should cover is morale. When we hit 200, we win. We hit 0, we lose. And that's influenced by a number of factors, events, and then the amount of territory controlled. We can also win if we get foreign intervention high enough, and that's done using usually involving some concessions, and you can work your way to getting foreign support. So even though we have a garrison and a militia and everything here, we aren't going to be able to utilize them right off the bat. Next turn, more cards become available and more units become unlocked, and as more states secede, we get more and more. Turn changeover can take a little bit of time. It's not too bad, but certainly not instantaneous. So everything happens over that 15-day period, kind of in real time. So if something affects the movement or something like of a unit during that time, then it could stop what you had ordered. So just because you've ordered it doesn't guarantee it'll happen. The closer to the 1-day mark, though, the better. You have your events on the right-hand side there. So we've started our fortifications. You don't get the corps until later on. And we started our siege of Fort Sumter. So we're able to move a unit initially. We'll send one up through to Frederickstown. Hopefully make it there. Got our more decisions. Again, going with that cotton bales decision. Pretty well guarantee. I'm not a fan of that particular mechanic. We've got more demonstration cards we're going to want to get out. The Harrisburg. Just doing our best to get high population value regions. Still limited to South Carolina this turn. So hopefully I can reach Frederickstown in time. It's more of a feint than anything. Most of the Union Army is actually going to be concentrated in Maryland. But if we can get across there and just distract some of their armies, it will work out well for us. I don't mind sacrificing a volunteer regiment. They're not particularly powerful. So our list of battles and other events are located in the bottom right. So our blockade runners didn't do so well that round. We also keep an eye on the south here. Can't expect some naval forces to come up through there. And that's our foreign intervention, so, which I mentioned previously. We'll go ahead and end the turn. So we'll get start seeing more and more events per turn. I think we managed to block the burning of Harper's Ferry. And some of our demonstrations have been discovered. Okay, so we didn't make it to Frederickstown in time. We were able to, or that event stopped our unit from making it to Fredericktown. So you can see we have a lot more armies starting to appear here. Catch is we can't use them all yet. They're still mobilizing and forming up. We will build earthworks in Manassas. We can use the landmine to advance our siege in Fort Sumter. And of course, demonstrations are very important for actually taking territory, and there's another regional decision later on that recruits dissidents, basically, in supporting regions, so we want to take advantage of that card when it comes out. It can really cause a lot of disorder in their ranks when we start raising the dissidents, referred to as copperheads in this. So we got a lot more cards, 92 right now, to play. So we have to be tactical about what we use. We can use our theater list to help negotiate it. Each state has a different required units. We're going to go hard with volunteers in Leesburg. Marines in Falmouth. Gonna also want to look to taking Norfolk. Recruit a brigade out of Petersburg, and that'll be what we'll use to siege Norfolk. Couple of brigades out of Winchester. Brigade out of Fredericksburg. I'm happy with our construction on this side of the map. Switch to our far west theater. Can recruit volunteers. Southwest gives us Texas, which unlocks some more volunteers for us. And we also can get Rangers. Which we can use to help disrupt their far western supply lines. And that'll burn through our cash for this turn. turn. Okay, so we got a breach in Fort Sumter. We started getting some hits there. So that's fairly promising. We captured some resources in Frederickstown. And we got a siege taking place in Winchester. We're not able to move Shenandoah Force right now. We'd be using that to break the siege there. Just switch to our supply map mode for a moment. So of course we want to get to the point where we may not be able to beat them in numbers in Manassas or anything like that, but we can sort of block this area and make it very difficult for them to come after us. A big thing though is we don't want to lose Winchester, so we're pretty reliant on the Shenandoah force. But we have managed to disrupt things enough that we have taken Fredericksburg. So that's fairly promising. So we can start thinking about our actions this turn. Gonna landmine Sumter again. The units, of course, that we just built aren't going to be too active initially. It's hard to win the Battle of the West with Californian forces. Actually, well, I don't want to do that. Okay. Head up to West Sierra. North Sierra. We had those Ranger units. And we'll just start using them to take unoccupied territory. Army can't move. Can't move. And we've got a lot more recruitment options as well. But for now, I'm going to end this episode here. In the next episode, we'll conduct more recruitment, start getting things aligned. We're going to be fighting sort of three fronts here. We're going to try to do our best to hold the lines in Virginia, reinforcing Mississippi and the Gulf of Mexico. Probably going to focus a lot of our efforts to the Midwest. And we're going to slightly work to reinforce our Southwest. I don't mind losing Southwest here. It's, in my eyes, fairly inconsequential to the war right now because I don't expect them to reach our important provinces in Galveston and Houston. And we don't want to lose Matagorda because we can use the export cotton card there. I think the real weakness is in the Midwest. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the episode.